We're live and thank you for joining us from Winnipeg, Manitoba, out at Red River College. You are now watching the top prospect game here in Winnipeg. It has been an intense 2 days. Prospects coming from all over the province. And with the ball in his hand right now, just passed it off, Sean Marana, a member of Team Manitoba at Canada Games. We watched him 2 weeks ago and he's had a good showing, a strong showing here. Possibly the most improved player in the entire camp. Greg Wint, number 52 in the white. Will be playing with the Notre Dame Hounds this year in the National Preparatory Association. Greg stands at 6'6", a 2018 prospect, looking to pursue his goals as a youth sports prospect. Has some interest that's been bubbling up already. Unable to keep it that time. Ball goes back to black here. Tiernan Marshall fakes. Gets the shot up, no good. Greg Wint back in the mix. Greg Wint on the pump fake, changes direction, and he'll go up with it. Mark Tachi bringing up the ball for black, and one of the youngest players here in the camp, number 29 on your screen right now. That's Emmanuel Ugba. And you see white team here balancing the floor really well. Sean Marana, again, a member of Team Manitoba, just made the bucket there. A very strong showing at Canada Games. Was one of the leading scorers, averaged over 25 a game. Mark Tachi, floater game, no good. Justin Omega pushes it ahead to Isaiah Cole. Isaiah Cole's good on the lefty. We're here in the first half with 13 minutes to go. How about that? The push off from Aliou Cisse. Refs didn't catch it that time. But way to create space. And the underclassmen here in Winnipeg have proven to show a solid outing. I think the upside with these guys is something we can really look forward to. So for the viewers who are watching, the North Pole Hoops Showcase Circuit is traveling from coast to coast looking to identify Canada's top talent, doing evaluations, projections, scouting reports for coaches on the NCAA side and the U Sports side, CCAA's and JUCO's programs in the mix and involved in Canadian recruiting. Here's Emmanuel Ugba, 2020 class. Aliou Cisse tries it again, goes off the glass, gets it to go. Cisse skies for the rebound, gets it out to Isaiah Cole. Isaiah Cole to Tiernan. Or excuse me, that was Darren Watts to Tiernan Marshall. A lot of names in my head as again I mentioned, going across Canada and so many prospects in our list and in our database on the depth charts. Very unselfish play here in the top prospect game. You see the ball moving, very fluid, good balance on the floor. Mark Tachi going over the screen, attacking. Didi Deng gets a hang on it. Aliu, way off the mark that time. And Darren Watts tries for the tough take, absorbs some contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Here's Sabri Phillip, two-hand jam in transition.
Back to the action here at the Winnipeg, Manitoba NPH Showcase Circuit. One of the youngest prospects here at camp, Darren Watts on the line for 2, number 43 on your screen in the black. 11 minutes to go and he makes it 17-6. Black team more than doubled on the white. Justin Omega back to Greg Wintz. Again, in the running right now for potential MVP. Absorbing contact on that, gets it to go. Justin Omega being guarded by his training partner and one of his closest friends, Tiernan Marshall, but we've seen throughout this camp, these guys have been going at each other. They don't, they put the friendship aside when they're on the hardwood, and they've been attacking each other real hard. Good look as he drives baseline. Tachi gets it to Watt, but it's no good. And the look ahead that time by Omega needed to be a little bit harder. First half action, 9:46 to go. Justin Omega on the pull-up, no good. Mark Tachi with the ball in his hands right now, outlets it. Hakeem Habroon off the mark. And Hakeem's been one of the better PGs here at camp. He's really able to create off the dribble, changes direction pretty quick. All the coaches have been talking about whether he grows or not. That's a major factor on how successful and how high of a level he can play at. Definitely a CCAA prospect at this point, based off of the intelligence for the game. Didi Deng, one of the top performers from last year's NPH Showcase, where we had Emmanuel Akot Arizona commit, coming in this September actually, decided to go in a year early, and there's no doubt about it, he's ready for the next level. He's playing with a star-studded roster at Arizona, potentially a Final Four team, multiple All-Americans playing on that squad. And then Daniel Saki as well was last year's runner-up as MVP, still undecided on where he's going to go, but he's a 2018 prospect with time on his side. Tiernan goes behind the back, tries a finger roll with the right hand. That's one thing with him. We definitely want to start seeing him finish left on the left side. Step through by Greg Wint. Might have got some contact there, but no call. Justin Omega off the pass from Greg Wint. Gets it to go and one. Omega on the line for one, has a chance to cut deeper into this lead. 7:55 to go here in the first half. We'll play two halves at 16 minutes with stop time. Justin Omega, the one is good. 19-11 for Team Black. And a turnover. And we're seeing a swing in momentum here in the first half. Omega opts to slow it down, looking for Sean to do the ball handling. Sean is one of the elite PGs here in Manitoba. White fights for it and recovers. Saw strong jab step by Sean Morena. That's what freed him up to get to the line here for two. Forced the defender to hang on his hip. And excuse me on the pronunciation here, it's Sean Marinan. Marinan knocks down the first. And White continues to bite into this lead here. Sean Marinan doubles up. His team down just 6, 19-13, 7:22 left in the game. Aliou Cisse, who has stepped it up today compared to yesterday. We challenged him a few times throughout the course of the camp, and I think there's been a little bit of a switch and trigger. Great pass that time on the outlet. One of the young bucks, Emmanuel Ugba, on the finish. 29 on your screen. Potentially the underclassman MVP from what it looks like so far. Got a great head on his shoulders, good support system around him. A lot of upside with that kid. Malachi Alexander gets it to go from the corner. Marinan on the assist. You're going to hear Marinan's name quite often because he could fill it up in multiple stat categories. Cisse on the wing. You see bodies hitting the deck. And Theo Simmons is one of the first bodies to hit the deck. He's consistently just providing energy. That kid's a workhorse. Has a football background for the most part, but the energy, the lateral speed that he brings to the game, you know, it's something that's transferable between sports. The ref calls it off the knee of Justin Omega, and it'll go back to Black. 21-16. Here's Emmanuel on the breakdown. He's got a good first step. Sese on the recovery, cleans up. And nobody seems to have a left hand to go to when in need. Good look that time. Sese to the underclassman, Emmanuel Ugba. Sese with the long ball. Here's Isaiah Cole with the jab. Goes left, goes way high, and it's way off the mark. Subs coming in for the white team. Again, potential MVP, Greg Wint. Also, Trayvon Julian stepping into the game for white. And Aliou Cisse again with the bucket. This time finishing with a little bit of mustard on it. Sean Marinan surveying the field, crossover, takes contact. He'll get to the line for two. Had his man beat from the get-go. And the young buck, Watts, unable to keep Marinan in front of him on the crossover. And the ref will call it on the ground. Marinan looking to get the inbound here as well. High screen, likely coming for Justin Omaga. Good read on that. Didi Dang goes the other way, finishes on the left side. Aliou Cisse really turning it up in this game. He's been absolutely all over the place. Unselfish play by Didi Dang to Justin. Couldn't get it to go for white. And in full court, in transition, Aliou Cisse has proved to be a problem. Defenders are simply unable to stay in front of him when he's on the fly. Nowhere to go with it that time. Turnover for Black. And they maintain a lead, 31-18, with 3:15 to go here in the first half. Greg Wint backing his man down strong. Finishes over the right shoulder. We'll be seeing a lot of him this season as he makes the move to Notre Dame in Saskatchewan, playing for the Hounds. And the Hounds are looking like dogs for real coming in this season. That is a squad with a star-studded lineup, starting with Jashawn Henry and Adafaloran Etadogan. With Greg Wint in the mix, brings a major element of toughness. We've seen him in multiple drills here at camp, just really hammering it home, taking it in the paint, bodying guys, taking hits. He absorbs contact very well and is just overall just a tough kid. That's the best way to describe him. And Trayvon Julian gets contact, gets to the line for two. And following our first stop of Western Canada here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, we'll be headed out to Wilcox, Saskatchewan to host. Following that to Calgary and then Edmonton, making a final stop all the way west in Langley, British Columbia at the Langley Event Center. They've been gracious hosts to us for the past 2 years, and we look forward to working with the LEC once again. Omaga lines up, stop and pop from mid-range. This time it's Tiernan Marshall off the glass. And you see the look in Sean Marinan's eyes, wanted to get it to Didi Dang on the outlet, but it wasn't there. Gonna have to use that floater game more effectively if he's gonna finish on those. Ali Usese clears some space with the jab, but the shot's off the mark. Mark Tachi, strong take. Cleanup is no good. Back to White. Justin Omega here in transition. 3-on-2. And Marinan with the finish. Winding down here in the final minute, 35-24. Black maintaining a lead all throughout the game. Tiernan Marshall, 3-ball, no good. Deflected off of Black, and it'll remain white ball for likely the final possession here of the first half with 29 seconds to go. Greg Wint, 3-ball is good. Greg Wintz, number 52 in the white, a 6'6" small forward, projected as a U-Sport, mid to high U-Sport prospect. Already got some interest bubbling up. That'll be it for the first half here at the Winnipeg Top Prospect game. We'll take a short break and return. My name is Elias Bate, National Recruiting Analyst here at North Pole Hoops, and I'll be with you all throughout the West Coast. We'll be back in a few.
Check it out, guys. My name is Dr. J, Dr. Joel Kerr. I am the founder and owner of the Health Institute. I created this business, honestly, for you guys, you basketball players looking to take your game to the next level. I am here to try and help you with that. North Pole Hoops, my partners in business, have brought me on to help with that. We are here to educate you guys and make sure that you're doing the right things off the court so your on game can be the best on the court. So, like I mentioned, the Health Institute is a multidisciplinary clinic where we offer a wide range of services to help you basketball players get stronger, faster, jump higher, all the things you need to do to aspire to get that scholarship, to get that pro contract, whatever it is that you need to do. So I'm going to take a couple minutes just to describe to you some of the things that I've done in the basketball community in the city of Toronto and abroad. The first thing is I want to talk about my education, where I've come from with regards to where I've studied. I've graduated from the University of Toronto with a Bachelor of Physical Education and Health. This is the foundation that I've learned where it has helped me to do the things that I do in my practice. Our motto here at the Health Institute is exercise is medicine. After completing
Back here for second half action at the Winnipeg, Manitoba top prospect game. Black team has maintained the lead all throughout this game here, 35-27. And we've got a quite in-depth of a evaluation on a lot of the prospects here. Sean Marinan, a name that you've been hearing on this stream and a name that stuck out to us throughout Canada Games when we were here 2 weeks ago. Played for Team Manitoba, just an excellent decision maker, good pace, good change of direction, can create off the dribble, and the list goes on of the positive effect that he has on the game. A guy that averaged over 25 points a game for Team Manitoba. Here he is guarding the ball. Mark Tachi for Black, manning the point. Tiernan Marshall. Marshall keeps it. There's another one of the Young Bucks. That's Watts with the shot. No good. And it's always tough to project just what level, you know, if you're looking at a 2020 or a 2021 or a 2022 prospect, well, that graduating year still has a long ways to go. So it's tough to project at what level, but some of the guys that are here have a boatload of potential. It's just, and we talked about potential all weekend long and what that word means and when it starts to mean less. And you know, as the years go by, if every 4 to 5 or 6 months there isn't progress in a player's game, it makes it hard for a coach or a scout or a talent evaluator to keep them on the depth chart. The ball will remain for White as Tiernan Marshall splits it. Good off-ball movement by Didi Dang. Gets his man open. Greg Wint on the 3-ball was no good. Mark Tachi being guarded here by Marinan. Switches direction but unable to get by Dang. And the big man in the paint, Hendrik Stam, here from Thunder Bay. Looking to make his mark, a 6'8", 2018 prospect. Likely will be playing a power forward position at the next level. Whether that's CCAA or U Sport is still to be decided. Justin Omega lines up for 3. Off the mark. Here's Stam with the rebound. Marshall, tough finish. Thought he got some contact there. Greg Wint splits 2 defenders. Didi Dang, again, another guy going up with the right on the left side. And, you know, you got such a hard time protecting the ball when you're attacking on the right side or on the left side and going up with your right hand. That element of being ambidextrous definitely comes into play in this sport because, I mean, obviously you need both hands. And following the conclusion of the top prospect game here in Winnipeg, Manitoba at Red River College, we'll be headed to Wilcox, Saskatchewan, where we will be hosting at Notre Dame Prep, home of the Hounds, a member of the National Preparatory Association, Canada's nationwide prep league, in its first year of existence last year, and This year, a lot more announcements to come on NorthPoleHoops.com with regarding new members. Introducing one team from Quebec. I'm not going to spill the beans yet, but stay tuned on NorthPoleHoops.com for that. And White's coming closer in this game, 39-31. They've been down the entire game, looking to get a lead of their own. A mismatch has been seen here, and Greg Gwint going down low on Mark. Alio Sese skies high for the rebound. Here's Greg Gwint again, bringing up the ball for White. And he's got a really strong base that has enabled him to play a little bit of post against some undersized defenders. Wint's rhythm and mechanics are definitely improving with the three ball, and he told me today he's looking to get up a lot more reps from now till the start of the season. Wants to put up at least 10,000 shots to really get consistent from the three-point line and be a threat when guys are closing out on him. Hesitation move by Cisse before getting it to the corner to Tiernan Marshall. Malachi Alexander goes strong to the rim, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for two. Hope it's nothing serious there. I know he tweaked his ankle a little bit earlier, but he's been playing through it, and there he is hobbling on that same ankle. Gotta respect the guy that, plays through injury. Of course, we're not trying to have anyone be injured long term here, so if it's serious, we're gonna sit him out, but Malachi seems to be all right. Malachi knocks down the second. Just 11 minutes to go at the top prospect game in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Tiernan, a good look down low, but it's no good. And through traveling throughout the provinces in Canada, we've noticed tendencies, we've noticed different culture in just the game as a whole, different levels of support from the provincial system, from the club system. And one thing we've noticed is the difference in skill level across Canada. In Ontario, as has been proven time and time again, Ontario does carry a large stack of the talent based off from their population. Has a lot to do with it. And then you go to Quebec, and I would say that they're second up after Quebec, or maybe even Quebec and Ontario neck and neck. Most recently, Tyrese Samuel has re-put Quebec on the map. A guy that's getting a lot of high major interest from the NCAA, picked up several offers over the course of the last 3 months. Finished off the summer strong with his Red Rush program from Montreal. So again, back to that order. I think it goes Ontario, Quebec, BC, Alberta, then Nova Scotia, then Manitoba, and other provinces are really catching up. Some of it is socioeconomic, some of it is based off of the population, some of it is based off of the popularity of the sport in the region, but there's no doubt about it that everywhere in Canada, this is the most that people have ever played basketball. And that was Sisse to Hakeem Hadoun. Game back to 9 in favor of black. Hadoun gets the steal. Wise decision to reset. Tiernan Marshall, pump fake, goes to the rim. Easy finish. Look ahead, Isaiah Cole from Malachi Alexander. Aliou Sesse still on the other side. Leg really cramped up, and he's just hobbling up. And again, that was Hakeem Hadoun, just in the right place at the right time, and his guys are finding him. We'll take a short break before we return to the final bit of the top prospect game here in Winnipeg, Manitoba at Red River College.
We made it to Saskatchewan, and they get prospects like this. 6'9", 280-pound white boys.
I'm always talking. I'm the loudest person. I don't even need this mic. I'm the loudest person in the gym.
The honest truth is he's going, kids in Sask don't play defense. You guys are all better than that. We're better than that in Sask. You guys know how to play D. Show them.
9 minutes to go. Winnipeg, Manitoba top prospect game at Red River College. 45-34 for black, who has controlled it all the way. Didi Dang bringing it up for the white team. Doesn't use the high screen. Malachi Alexander to Isaiah Cole. Isaiah Cole swings it one more time. Way off the mark for white. Malachi still attacking with that bum ankle. Gets it to go that time. And you saw how quick his first step was on that play. Imagine him on 2 healthy ankles. Aliou Sesse switches direction twice with the finish that time, and he's been smooth all day today. You know, started off with a little bit of a slump on day 1, but I think the expectation, the self-expectation has gone up for him, and he's really shown out today. Ball remains in possession of white. And a few substitutions made for both teams as we wind down right at the 8-minute mark. Should be an easy bucket. Could have used a pump fake there. And that's the big man from Thunder Bay, Hendrik Stam, on the cleanup. He's obviously still raw. You can see that from his mechanics, and he's still looking to improve his game. He told me earlier there's not a ton of competition in Thunder Bay, but he's going to do his part to make sure that he's consistently improving. Emmanuel Edesita gets it stolen. Malachi Alexander on the run. Again gets it to go. Malachi's been all over the place. He's getting his finishes mostly around the rim. Aliou Sese doing a good job controlling the floor here, getting multiple guys touches. Good look ahead on the finish. Hendrik Stam, two-hand jam. I don't know how many times they're gonna keep giving Malachi the entry. They gotta cut him off from getting to the rim. All of his buckets have been from right there. 2 feet away, 3 feet away. There he is again, this time gets the body. A little bit of contact. He'll be at the line for 2. Alexander misses the first. Hendrik Stam with the rebound. Aliou Sese with the beat off the dribble. Frees himself up. Stam on the cleanup. And Marinen's kind of quieted down in the second half. A little more contained. Mark Tachi, one guarding him. Isaiah Cole on the pull-up from distance, that time a long 2-ball. And most of the prospects you have on the floor right now are 2019 class. So a couple of years to go in high school and a lot of space to develop. We currently have no seniors on the floor, not even a 2018 prospect, with the exception of Greg Wint, number 52 in the white. Mark Tachi closely guarded now by Sean Marinan and takes a negative step out of bounds. And we've seen guys do that time and time again. From triple threat position, you never want to take a step backwards, especially not knowing where you are on the floor. Looks like Aliou Sese took a hit to the head pretty hard, and he's going to take a little bit of a second just to shake it off. Seems like he's okay. The white team a little too physical. They found themselves down pretty much the entire game, and they're really trying to build on something here and create a lead. Playing a little too physical, and now time's running out. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Mark Tachi gets the first one to go and extends the lead. A 9-point game at this point in favor of black. 10-point game in favor of black. Turnover for white, coming at all the wrong times. Here's Isaiah Cole with the steal in transition. Aliou Sese rises high, looking to get the block, and he's cramping up. and he's fighting through that cramp. Might need a sub or some hydration. There's the finish again from Stam, who has been solid pretty much the whole weekend. Absorbs contact and applies. A guy who we could definitely see at the U Sport level at some point in his career. White team's going to the line here for 2 with the time stopped and down 12. They're going to try to make something happen here. And Coach John Giesbright, assistant coach at the University of Winnipeg, has been our lead instructor here all throughout camp. A lot has been taken in by these prospects. A lot of them have been walking around with notebooks and really trying to harness the information that's been delivered to them, both from an evaluation standpoint by myself and by Coach John Giesbright, who's been handling the skill development portion of camp. Looked like a travel that he got away with on that play. The step through was one thing, but then he spun off. 1 minute to go. Tiernan being very patient with it. Mark Tachi goes baseline, passes baseline. Emmanuel Ugba, that is certainly the underclassman MVP right there. Pressuring the ball, gets it turned over, and it's going back to black ball. Right on cue, Mr. MVP. And that is one kid that's going to really have to learn to use that floater game. That's the next step in his evolution. He's able to create offense. He's able to separate from his defender. But once he gets amongst the trees, he's going to have to learn how to finish in a variety of ways. And that is Hakeem Hadoon, number 1 in the black. And that'll do it for the top prospect game here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Stam gets the last shot off the mark. Make sure you join us on NorthPoleHoops.com as we trek towards Saskatchewan, where we'll be at Notre Dame Prep hosting. There are spots still available for those interested in Saskatchewan, Calgary, Edmonton, and BC. You can sign up at showcase.northpolehoops.com. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it locked on NorthPoleHoops.com. Yours truly, Elias Spate, National Recruiting Analyst at North Pole Hoops. All the best.